See, till now what have we done? We said the multi-plant monopolist, well, he is selling in different, producing in different factories. There could be multi-market monopolist, you are selling in different markets. But the most common, most of the things that we have done, production cost, etc., seems to, we have looked at one product, right. We have assumed that there is, you are just selling one product. Now, very difficult to find firms which actually do that, except for things like, even if you are producing commodities like steel and all that, there are different types of steel that you sell, rolled steel, other kinds of steel. Look at a simple restaurant, well, the restaurant doesn't just sell, even the chai guy doesn't just sell tea, right. I mean, typically tea and biscuits or something else. So, how do we look at the decision of a person or a business which is selling multiple products at the same time? So, you can think in terms of, so there is, suppose there is a monopolist who is selling two products, and there can be two ways in which this A and B could be related. One is related demand, and there could be related costs. So, for instance, if you are a Darshini type, you are selling idli, vadas, dosas and all that, right. So, if your the demand for the price of idlis might affect the demand for dosas, right. Price of vadas might affect the demand for idlis. So, they could be related from the demand side. Similarly, what you could have, of course, is we talked about economies of scope, whereby if you produce different goods, you can lower costs of each of the goods that you produce, and then you could have that out here also, right. So, you are producing lots of other goods because it is allowing you to reduce your costs. Sometimes it may not, right. Sometimes it might happen that the goods you have to sell, but the fact that you are producing these different goods is actually increasing your costs. So, let us start with a simple example, right, where there is, let us suppose there is no interrelationship at all, right. So, then profit will be what? For no relationship will be P A Q A plus P B Q B minus C of Q A minus C of Q B. Suppose these are completely unrelated, no relationship with demand, no relationship with costs. Then of course, this becomes very simple, right. What will happen? You will set the marginal revenue of A equal to the marginal cost of A, and you will set the marginal revenue of B equal to the marginal cost of B. Essentially treat them as two different. It is like I have a business, but there is one side and this is another side, and we just do. I should probably put C A here and C B. So, you would treat them as unrelated. You would say, okay, even though I have, it is like I have a business, there are two unrelated divisions in my business, treat each of them as separate businesses and go and maximize profits. But now suppose they are related. So, now this would be different, right. The marginal revenue from A should be equal to the change in total revenue divided by the change in A plus change in total revenue of B divided by the change in quantity of A. What does this say? Suppose they are related in terms of demand. Maruti producing Swift and Wagoner, right. So, when I reduce, suppose I want to sell more Wagoners, what should I do? Reduce the price of Wagoners. But when I reduce the price of Wagoners, what is going to happen? The demand for Swift will decrease. So, there is a relationship between the two. So, in the case of So, the marginal revenue, earlier there was this part, earlier this part was not there, right, because the two goods are not related at all. Now, the marginal revenue, when you look from selling more A, you have to think about what is happening to the demand for A and also what is happening to the demand for B. I have two products, A and B. How do I calculate the marginal revenue from A? Marginal revenue is what is the what happens if I sell one more unit. So, here now, unlike earlier when the two things are not related, here MR A would be equal to just change in total revenue by change in A. But now, when I sell more A, one more unit of A, how do I sell one more unit of A? By reducing the price of A. And when I reduce the price of A, that affects the revenue I get from B. So, if the two goods are substitutes, so if you compare this with this, right, if there are no relationship and what if there is a relationship, then you know if the goods are substitutes, then this marginal revenue will be less than this marginal revenue. The marginal revenue when the two goods are interrelated and the two goods are substitutes will be less than the marginal revenue if the two goods were not related. Let us just look at the market for A. Here is QA, price of A, here is your demand, here is your D of A, MR A, right. And let us suppose this is the marginal cost, and so as a monopolist you would say, okay, this is the right price and this is the right quantity to sell. Now, I have to think about this. So, the marginal revenue curve is no longer given by this, it should be lower, less than this. What will happen if it is less than this? Suppose the marginal revenue is here, then the quantity should be less and the price should be higher. So, what is all of this saying? It is saying if you have two goods which are interrelated, then behaving as if there is no interrelationship will get you to make the wrong choices for price and quantity. How so? What you should be doing, if you take into account the interrelationship, you should sell less and price both goods at a higher price, because you understand that when you lower the price of one good, you are actually getting less revenue from the other good as well. So, it is as if the two goods are related. So, it is best to charge higher prices and sell lower quantities for both goods. Okay, turn it around, complements. So, tell me the story about complements. What will happen with complementary products? For complementary products, this thing will become positive, right. For substitutes, this second term is negative. So, that reduces the marginal revenue, where for complementary products, this term is positive. That will reduce, increase the marginal revenue. What will happen then? You will realize that the two goods are complementary. So, you will price each of them lower and try to sell more, because if you know that if I sell more idlis, people might buy if they are two are complementary. So, anytime you have complementary goods, right, you would say a restaurant certainly has lots of complementary goods. You might be selling drinks along with food, and you want to make sure if you get more people to eat or eat more, then they will drink more. So, you will be better off. So, if you take this idea to its extreme, what would you get? With complementary products, what you are saying is it will be the reverse of substitutes. People will tend to buy more, sell more, keep the prices low and try to sell more. So, if you take that logic further, what could you get? Right. So, you could say, as that happens sometimes, right, you might even give it away for free. So, say, because I am making more money on the other good. So, there could also be relationship in terms of costs. So, now that you know how it works with interrelated demand, you can think about what it does with cost. Typically, you would expect that if you are producing different things, you are utilizing capacity better. So, consequently, your costs for your products would come down. And so, what would happen is that your cost would fall. So, knowing that your costs are interrelated and then there are economies of scope, you would tend to produce more and price at a lower price, right. So, for instance, you make different brands of mobile phones within the same factory, then you are able to reap the economies of scale.